Hey everybody, welcome to the show. My name is Bailey and this is Harrison Eaddy, and you are now listening to the B&E Project podcast.
Yeah. Welcome.
All right. So we just wanted to take a second and explain to everybody who we are and how we came about to this show. This is something that we've been trying to set up for a while now, and if everything works out right, we're going to be able to video this for the YouTube as well. So we don't have a channel for y'all just yet, but once we get that up, we'll start putting in descriptions. But first off, Harrison, my co-host here, tell us how you got into where you are now. Like, start wherever you want. Filming, podcasting.
Yeah. Thank you. I got into everything probably a year ago, in terms of being serious and buying a camera. I do photography and dabble a little bit in videography, obviously. Now podcast. A lot of it's just coming about from just making the attempt and going after it. There were some opportunities brought to me the first year, probably last summer, and seized the opportunities and just decided to go after it. My sister was a model in New York for a while, for a number of years. So back in the day, I used to take pictures of her as a kid because she would make me. And we would put down a old school like white sheet and just, go at it taking pictures. And I have another full-time job, and I'm very passionate about that job. And one of the things that I discovered is through taking photos, that same passion that I had in my other job is in photography, as well as just being creative on the entertainment side of things.
Mm-hmm.
You and I have known each other for a few years.
Oh man, yeah, we met back in 2007.
Yeah, we're a little old.
Yeah, we're dating ourselves somewhere in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, we met back in 2007. That's about the time I got started into it. So I started just photography on the cheapest Canon camera that you could find at that time. And actually my wife was into it more. And she was the truth be told, she was the talented one. So she figured out how to use everything, and she was the one who started posting the photos on Facebook. It was the big thing at the time.
Oh yeah,
that was before the Instagram, I believe. And
the Instagram.
Yeah, the Instagram, the gram.
Right.
So yeah, and then she started getting friends who wanted her to shoot, and she started needing an assistant to help shoot. So she'd be like, "Hey, you're coming with me to do this shoot." And so I was like, "All right, cool, whatever, we'll figure it out." And that was before you could just look up something on YouTube. So there weren't that many videos out there then. Right. And so we figured it out, and fast forward, about a year ago, is whenever I really got hooked on like the Peter McKinnons and Casey Neistat. Yeah, like everybody knows them. Like if you're listening to us, you probably know everybody that we're talking about. But that's whenever I really found them, and I was just intrigued with the way that they videoed it and the way that they were able to translate things over film and audio, and hey, that's where we ended up starting out, is like, let's do our podcast.
Oh yeah,
let's start somewhere.
Oh yeah.
So that's how we got started, and I don't think we're gonna do this once a week. I think we're gonna try to commit to at least once a week getting these out. Don't know what day yet. I doubt it'll be on a weekend. Saturday, Sunday, I don't listen to podcasts or anything, so I don't think we'll produce ours. I think maybe Wednesday. Maybe?
Yeah, Wednesdays are good days. Things and everything like that in the world happens all the way through the weekend, and then that gives us enough time.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of things that we like talking about is tech and entertainment. What's going to change the photography and videography world?
Yeah. Talk about that more. What kind of topics do you want to hear on the show?
So me, I'm very interested in photography and how lenses affect things, how camera bodies affect things, how form factors even affect things. We and we'll touch on this a little bit later, but looking at the new Osmo Action and how that's going to affect filmmaking and how other things are coming along tech-wise that are just changing the way that we do things and move and operate. Anything with dealing with others, right? Other creators, from how they use their gear and what gear, and talking probably a few life situations and things like that in moments, and also too what the audience wants to hear and talk about as well. It's a show that I believe me and you are creating to have our opinions, but also have a conversation.
Oh yeah, yeah, and that's something we're going to be looking for a lot. Is hopefully somebody listens to this show, and I mean we're gonna give y'all our IG handles later, and we want y'all to send us a comment, send us a suggestion. Hey, what do you think about this? Tell me how to work this. How do you think I should do that? Like, that's something that we're going to be looking for, because we're open to any suggestion right now as far as topics.
Absolutely.
This being our first show right now, this whole episode is just about us. And I don't know, like you said, maybe next time we'll do the
Osmo Action,
or lighting or something like that. So I think that's the same thing with me. I'd like to see us talking tech talk. I don't really want to do how-tos because we're learning just like everybody else. But I think that we can do a lot of the research and share that knowledge with people, because the hardest thing for me was to go through hours and hours of YouTube videos and podcasts to try to find that one nugget of information that nobody else is telling you. And us being newbies at everything, it's going to be easy for us to share the stuff that you're looking for, because we're not going to get too in depth on it. We're just give the facts and the important stuff that you need to know. So I think that's where I'd like to see it go to. And then of course, hopefully we'll be sharing some fun stories about things that happen during the week in between podcasts. But yeah.
And some of the things too, like, we aren't going to get too technical, but me and Bailey, we're very much into how can we use things that we already have, but also create certain outcomes and outlooks with minimal material, or just getting something. A lot of things, and we'll get into this later, is just about getting started. How do you get started? This is our first video. It's not going to be our best video, and getting started and finding materials that work for us. We won't do a lot of DIYs, but we'll probably at some point show how we set everything up here, and what we started with and where we're going to. And we're very big supporters of Dollar Tree. Like, they can hook it up, and we're big on using the gear and equipment that you already have.
Yep. I think that's a really good topic, and that's probably going to be our main focus. Is like, I mean, we're nobody in this sector, and for the average Joe who's looking to start out, I mean, hopefully this will be a big resource for you. We'll help give you tips and tricks on how to get these things started on a minimalistic budget. And that's something that you hear people say, here's how you start this for $20, but I mean, half the time that's not true. You end up spending way more than that.
Oh yeah.
Our setup here, we probably spent $30 at Dollar Tree setting this up, but once you go behind the scenes and get the camera and the memory cards and the microphones and the stands and the hours spent getting it all together and figuring out how it works, like, that's stuff we want to share with you guys. So maybe that'll be the next episode, or the Osmo, or
we'll just plug them out. We're going to do those and speak on those. It'll be episode 2, 3, 4, or 5, somewhere in there.
Yeah, they're coming. So if you're still here with us, one, we appreciate it, sticking through this very first episode. And like I said, you guys who may be hearing us on the podcast, we're also videotaping it, so that way we can try to get a video station on the YouTube as well. For anybody who wants to interact with us or ask us a question or a comment or suggestion or anything, you can find us on Instagram right now. We don't have a channel for the station yet, but we will get one eventually. But for right now, you can get a hold of me at Ben Bailey, Bailey, or Ben.Bailey, Bailey, .85. And Harrison, what's yours?
Yeah, mine is EVIS _content right now. So, if you have any questions or anything, just like Bailey said, man, just hit us up and we can take it from there. And super excited about you guys on the journey with us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Please subscribe.
Yeah, subscribe, thumbs up. It helps. It helps a ton. It helps with the algorithm and everything else to help get the message out there. So thank you. Thank you for listening. And I think this wraps up our very first episode. Boom.